Second map here, pistol. Let's take a look at the buy. Jake in there with the kit, with the smoke and defuse kit. Hopefully gets to use that one. On their CT pistol, they just went too fast in that retake. Forces a Kevlar will finish off the rest of that buy. And on the T side, Maeve there, smoked for a flashbang. It's looking like a fast A split. Lazar peeks towards mid, spots out that player towards middle. And now Smooya and Co towards connector. They can play this one slow. Coming up through connector now towards middle. You can see the push as well. Boaster pushing towards A long, going to scout out all of middle and towards Fountain. Might be able to catch a frag as well if any of these Ts do fall back towards T-spawn. Instead, he's going to clear party, clear toilets, and he should give the info that this is looking like it's going to be a B execute here with the smoke towards heaven and the double flashbang.
Committing to the push now as well as they want to take that short control. The smoke does come over as they funnel their way through. They need to try and get that bomb down off the back of this, but they take the fight, and Windansky actually gets the opening frag. Jacob as well comes into the fold as he punishes Barber. There's only 3 Ts left, and they're dropping by the second as Windansky. There's so much damage, but Freddie B, he's in a prime time angle. Strikes to find one frag, hungry for more as he's struggling to connect the shots. He will perish, and that is going to be the first round taken by exceL.
You saw how fast that rotation is as well from the CT side. Booster gets aggressive, takes the risk, pushes A long, scouts out toilets, sees no one towards middle, and that forces the double rotation back towards B. They had the players where they needed them. Windansky as well, landing that headshot through the smoke. Having that extra player towards the site, close towards water, could have been the difference maker when the CTs were pushing from lower. So, pistol going in their favor. Epsilon took both pistols on the last map, and that game was 16-10. Let's see if this one's closer now that exceL have finally got a pistol round on the board. Buy up. It's going to be full eco here from Epsilon on their T side. Obviously, you get the bomb down, you eco this one, you buy PT-50s. Might see some light utility as well, a flashbang and smoke here or there, try to get the bomb down. Instead, no utility. Play this one slow. On a full eco like this, the dream is getting 2 to 3 kills. Try and take out $8,000, $10,000 worth of investment on that CT side. And slowly, but surely, at the start of the game, break down that CT bank.
That's very true indeed. And this time, though, Boaster's in a prime time angle, gets the information. He spots out Smooya as they play towards the close towards toilets. They're in a good crossfire as well. The CTs can actually hold this back quite effectively. Lazar could also get a huge amount of cash bonus off the back of this. Barbar takes the fight. That's a free frag. They're just going to peek one by one as well. Luckily trying to play together, but it's not really working out. Smooya eventually finds the kill, though. Boaster falls as well. This is where things go a bit sour, Snots.
They found their 2 kills. The bomb has been planted as well. This is massive right now for that take. They can even have an AWP into the next round, Jack. But Connor equalizes to a 3 versus 3.
Have to try and retake this, get themselves back into steady ground if they want to move on. Connor doing damage as well as he starts to run rampant with a rifle, spraying for everyone. But Freddie B's in the backline. Stealthily does it as he tiptoes up behind them, ready to strike. He could be such a nuisance, or worse, be able to get them actually through this round if he kills them at the right time with a bomb defuse. Jacob will tap onto it, gets the audio information, will get a tag off onto Windansky, eventually punishes him as well, but the defuse has come out, but he gets 3 frags! Freddie B tears his way through, absolute ferocity displayed by the man.
And now they're going to have to buy up as well. There's going to be no money in that CT bank. We might be seeing a UMP buy, FAMAS buy come out here. And look at that, Lazar, the only one who can really fully buy here. Have M4, kit, full utility. Apart from that, it's going to be a smoke and an HE grenade for Connor. Pause comes in. This is a good tactical pause as well. I like this because this is the round where Epsilon could win this first one, break the bank of exceL, force another force buy. That gets them to 2-2. If they win that round, eco, that should be 3-2 in favor of Epsilon, and then it's going to be all to play for exceL, right? If you're against the ropes in terms of buys, right, and you're constantly having to force, have no money, eco have, 3,800, 4,400, buy, lose, and the system and the cycle repeats. You don't want to be in that scenario. You want to be the one with the money in your hand, the money in your pocket, because once you have CT money, or T money at that, you can take more risks, right? We saw what happened on the first buy round from Epsilon and Mirage. They had enough to full buy into the next round. That's why we saw a double push towards B-Apps. They wouldn't do that if they had to risk it all going into an eco if they lost that round.
Yeah, this is true as well. The thing is, that sort of emotional play we were talking about, if they take a dent here off the back of this round, because when you look at it in terms of their arsenal, Epsilon are in a much better buy. They have the consistency into this round. They just need to try and find the weak point, strike back through. I mean, if they can pull off a round like that when they have an eco, their full buy is going to be absolutely terrifying.
The thing is as well, right, the fact that all players died on that CT side, Epsilon know that the money will be low.
Yep.
So there's 2 ways you can play this. You can play this one nice and fast. You can go for a rush towards toilets, a rush towards B, expose and exploit the fact that the CTs have no Molotovs, or you can play a slow round, wait for the CTs to bleed out all utility that they have, right? 1 flashbang, 1 smoke on Lazar, 1 flashbang, 1 smoke on Jacob, and apart from that, they have no grenades, no utility. So if Epsilon play this one nice and slow, wait until there's no more grenades left. You can see Luz has used his smoke as well, 1 minute 20 on the clock. They can just play the contact play and exploit the fact that they have the utility and firepower advantage. 2 Phalanxes onto Boaster, Wendanski, AWP onto Luzza, and 2 M4s onto Connor and Jake. We saw a quiet game from them previously. Can they change it up into overpass?
Early tag does get transferred over towards Boaster as well, losing around 20 HP there early. And there's the opening frag. Smooya somehow getting the wallbang off on towards Jacob. That is absolutely gruesome, Snods. They already have a 1-man deficit, and the flood is coming in towards the bomb site. Flashbang's going over, the smoke's coming in as well, so they can try and go for the commit towards the site, and they can just explode their way through. They can walk in willingly. There is no active defense here for exceL.
Exactly. No counter flashes, which is going to make the retake so difficult if they don't find kills. Thankfully, Barbado's full. Smooya as well. Freddy B to find Wendanski. 3 versus 3 retake now.
Boaster coming in the rear is a bit of a godsend as well, gives him something to play with, but there's the exact opposite. Maeve doing the same as he's in the backline, hungry and ready. Will spot out Luzza, but no trigger patience. He instantly will dispatch of him, takes him down, and he is ready to do so much more damage. An easy tap on towards Boaster as well. It falls into the hands of Connor, a 1 versus 2. Peeks up, spots out the first man, but can't overpower Freddy B, as he will tear him down. And Epsilon get the round. Sure, it was close, but that is so major into how this will affect the overflow of the game.
Massive round to win so early on as well into your first half. On your T side as well. exceL, they do have a solid CT defense. When they flip over to that T side where things can get a bit stale, okay? If you don't have Connor, Boaster, your 2 entry fraggers playing lights out, finding the entries, playing aggressive, opening up the sites and creating space for players like Wendanski and Luzza with the AWP, that's where things can go south. Will be the quasi buy coming up from exceL. They will be able to buy up into the next one. I believe so, anyway. AWP onto Smooya, salvage from Luzza. Boaster close range of the 5-7.
Headshot comes out from Boaster here as he will strike on the first man, knows the position of Smooya as well, and actually does take the fight towards him, punishes him. This is a huge round so far. If they can continue in this fashion, this would be amazing for exceL. Luzza will be able to get off, kill the Deagle as well before he falls, but unluckily for them, Maeve has started to get some energy behind him, finds 2 kills, puts them into a more manageable situation, has found the kills into the players with weapons as well, and is now going to be smart about it. Dispatches those AK, moves them away, Jacob falling to Maeve as well here. He's been such a difference maker into the round as they fall into a 2 versus 2 against their weaponized opposition.
Exactly. Bad firepower, PT50, CZ, no Kevlar as well, and Wendanski. So this may be a 2 versus 2, but you have to be favoring the T's in this scenario. exceL have to split up, play that 1-for-1 defense, and Wendanski towards B only has a PT50 and no Kevlar, so if he gets 1 frag, gets traded. I mean, Maeve should lead the charge here, right? Maeve, 48 HP. Then again, though, Freddy B is only on 62. Fairly matched HP players remaining on Epsilon. But all that's remaining on this B side, Jack, is Wendanski. He needs to find this 1 kill play in the off angle. He has to hope that someone just walks into his crosshair and from there salvage that AK, try win that duel, but it's going to be so difficult for him to take this one.
Wendanski here. That's enough for the audio. Stop the bomb though, that would have been so massive into round, but unfortunately, Maeve will punish him, so it's all left on Connor. A 1 versus 2, a measly CZ in his hands, and nothing to try and aid him into the round as well. We'll try and take the fight through, wanted to go for the jump over, but Freddy B will snipe him out of the air, takes him down, and Epsilon do get that following round.
So, can exceL buy now into round number 5? Let's take a look at Phil Wendanski. There he is. So, here we go. Buy comes out, and no, it doesn't actually. It's going to be the eco here from the CT side. Boaster has 3,000. Oh, he had 3,000. Buys a PT50. Wendanski, 3,200. Luz as well, 3,100. They will get 2,400 into the bank after this round once we go into round number 6. So we could be seeing 2 AWPs potentially. But at minimum, Luz should have the AWP to hold down Tortoise and hold down that middle position. It's going to be the 5-man pusher from the CT side. Maeve on the line.
Just trying to overwhelm the opposition more than anything, but they will be caught off instantly. They're aware of the shenanigans and will stump it out. That's 4K going through for Maeve, and the rest of them heading on towards Smooya. That will be the kills coming through, but that is the eco out the way. And this is where things need to get serious again.
Yeah, remember, Maeve was on 2-12 first half of Mirage, and already he's seeing 11 kills, so basically reverting what he had, swapping the scoreline around, and that could be the difference maker for Epsilon. We saw exceL have the early advantage on T-side Mirage, where they were 8-4 up, and somehow they let it slip to 8-7. They lost pistol, and it was like 14-8 when they won that round with the eco with Luzza. But this is a team where, for exceL, a momentum-based team, if they lose this second buy round here, Epsilon could definitely take things away, have the momentum in their favor, and roll over the CT defense of exceL. But round number 6 now. 5 AK set up here for Epsilon on their T side. AWP onto Lazar. 4 M4s as well to back him up. Let's see if he's playing aggressive. Holding off towards A long, but no one on the CT side is holding towards toilets. So 3 players towards A, none of them holding mid and toilets. Just Jake at the jump spot and he gets spotted out.
You'll be aware of Maeve's position, but can they actually take him down? They're going to just try and go for the wide face. Jacob actually caught out in the open, though, so Lazar can respond, but it's already too late now as the full players come down towards the B1 side. They cordon it off with smokes, all the CTs zoned out, but they're finding frags. Connor, in the elevated angle, will pick off Smooya, leaving them in a good position to attempt to retake this. They do have some utility as well, and the HE on Boaster. This could still be a massive round, but Freddy B and Barbar start to tear their way through, picking off Lazar and Connor. This has gone so far south now, as they just need to have essentially a flawless round at this point. Boaster coming in from the rear though.
3 versus 2. Kits on both players. A flashbang's all they really have on this retake. They're going to be pushing up from short. Cosmi's low speed, there's a chance here.
Will come in, spots out the first man, but Barbar was in the prime time position. There's the frag as well from Freddy B, as he will take down Windansky. And there is no chance. It looked like it was a manageable round. Seemed like the retake would have been possible.
Exactly.
But it does not go that way.
They didn't save, and this might have been one of those scenarios where they should have. Cosmi was low, he was dinked up. The call was probably given. Connor knew he'd dink someone through the smoke, he would have heard that. So that could have been the reason why. It's a 3 versus 2, and you have someone dinked. Definitely a chance for you to win that one, but unfortunately, they were forced back onto an eco. Only bit of utility the CTs have is a smoke grenade onto Boaster, Deagles, P250s, and 5-7 onto Boasty. So this should be round number 5 here for Epsilon. This is a round where you need to try and build up your bank. Have 4 people alive, have 5 people alive on the Epsilon side. Have 3,500 to the bank. You don't want players to die here, so you have to drop them, have them rebuy utility.
Pretty big. Good angle to play with. We'll get the opening headshots as well as he picks off Jacob and Windansky, just ripping his way through that eco. Boaster, luckily enough, went on the aggressive play. Does find 1 kill and upgrade himself to an AK. So he has something to work with into the round. He can transfer that over to Lazar as well, have more HP. Boaster will fall. All on Lazar, finds the headshots. He snipes down Smooya, at least doing some damage to their economy, but unlikely he can really do too much more.
Yep, trying to get lucky shot through the smoke, but unfortunately for him, he won't find or connect any bullets. And 1 versus 3. Has no Kevlar as well, might as well save this one. Does mean you have to spend 3,100 on an M4. So that could be money that later comes back to grant them a rifle in a further round. Nevertheless, though, they know exactly where Lazar is. 3 versus 1, and you've got Freddy B on his trail coming up from Connector.
Looks like he has been bypassed though, so we'll be able to hold on to that AK, keep that with him into the following round, so at least they have a little bit of an ease on their economy. I'm going to have to burn through everything to get the buyout.
So, 5-2, as we head into round number 7. Money on that CT side is fairly decent. They have 6,000 across the board. They're going to buy up into this one, but this is the scenario that I mentioned. You don't want to be in this case where you use everything you have on each buy round. You lose that round, you're forced onto a weird quasi-buy, 3 people with armor, 2 people with no Kevlar and just pistols, and then you're forced onto an eco, because if Epsilon win this round and play well versus the ecos and the force buys, they could easily be getting to 8 here, Jack. An 8-2 scoreline, you have to be favoring Epsilon to closest one out in convincing fashion once again. Similar affair to their T-side of Mirage. Good nade there from Windansky. Does tag up Maeve 263, the star of the show so far on overpass, but Windansky gets spotted, jump spotting. Now the execute comes in. It's looking like the Astralis one where you smoke off bridge and you flash and execute towards B.
Flooding their way through, but Windansky trying to play around the smoke. We'll get the early tag off, but it's not quite a frag, and he's forced to fall back as well. Cosmin overpowers Connor, and the rest of the CTs are going to fall as well. All that frontline infantry dispatched instantly, and Lazar, once again, just has to try and save. Just hold on to that AWP.
It's the fast Astralis execute towards B. You smoke off the middle portion of bridge. So you don't smoke off the full portion of bridge, but like the cross between site and bridge. Molotov towards Graffiti and CT lower, you smoke Heaven as well. You have 2 flashbangs, one that goes towards Water and a flashbang that goes towards Monster, and you flood the site. You saw how unprepared Connor and Dansky were to hold off and execute like that.
Yeah, you could just see as it just got completely destroyed. Lazar as well, trying to fight for his life here to just keep that weapon in his hands. Actually doing an awful lot of damage. He's picking off the Ts that are pushing towards him.
But once again, it's a similar affair to Mirage. He's finding these kills, but they're just exit frags. So, round number 8. When he has the AWP, okay, we've seen him hold towards A long, we've seen him hold towards mid, but he hasn't peeked mid. He hasn't pushed A long. He hasn't peeked connector. He hasn't peeked towards Monster, or held an aggressive angle towards B short. A lack of aggression from that CT AWP is coming back to bite them now. 2 to 6 down, and they're going to be going for the force by Jack. So, Famas into Connor's hands once again. Windansky will in the AWP. Does he have the best spawn for mid? No, he's opening towards B, so Laza drops the AWP over. He's back down to an M4. It's going to be the double connector play. Smoothie towards connector as well, though. Comes in towards the back of it. Still, fairly slow round tip, but both of those A players are towards connector, so that could be a position to be exploited from the T side.
Actually playing with a little bit of aggression here as well. The confidence is on show as Connor went for the contact play. Unfortunately, will lose his head though as Freddie B spots them out. Also now aware of Windansky's location, but he does fall back. Smoothie could actually strike as well. Boaster's just going to try and take the fight towards him. An instant headshot comes out, but luckily enough, Jacob can retaliate. But this is the real place, Nuts.
Exactly. They spot Jacob. They spot Laza. They know that the A site is clear. And now it's coming down to the retake. The next frag really does determine who wins this round. It's all down to potentially Jacob and Barbar towards connector and toilets.
Zoned off as well as they have forced the CTs to bend here. It just depends if they are going to be able to bounce back into the round or if they have broken because of how much time is going to be burnt away. Jacob falls. Barbar will strike to take him down. They don't have any smokes as well, just the one flash. Call has to be made. They need to get out of there.
Yep, that's an impossible round to win. The T's have control of toilets. Yes, you may have a defuse kit. Actually, they don't as well. Wow. Yeah. So, no defuse kit, which meant the 10-second defuse, near impossible. The T's, they're not forced to face you. You might have 2 players towards toilet, 1 player towards default, but even if you kill that first or that second player, the bomb is so far ticked. The T's have control of toilets. They can just jiggle peek, wide face. They can double peek you as well. Very unlikely they took that round. So, 7-2 now as we go into round number 10. This might be the quasi buy here from exceL. They want to have maybe a double dot setup. We've seen Windansky opening towards B. Laza now they're going for another buy. So 2 players staying alive. They can drop over 2 M4s. You can see M4 there onto Jacob and Windansky. They're dropped over. Connor now forced onto the SMG. Both as well, the FAMAS. Finally some aggression here from exceL Laza as he finds the frag onto Cosmin. 5 versus 4. They finally have a man advantage. The bomb left towards T spawn. Smear trying to get aggressive here, trying to equalize the numbers. He knows that Laza is towards toilets. They're not playing the double connector setup this time.
Yeah, that's a huge actual opener there from exceL. Just what they need to try and switch things up enough into this round. Smear actually going to try and play through the smoke. Their flashbangs over, charges straight and gets the opener. Nearly the double kill as well. But luckily enough, Laza was able to swiftly retaliate. Maple strike back as well, though, as they are left in a 3 versus 3. The A bomb site once again being hit. But the bomb is miles out of position. They've left it back towards T. So it seems like right now just playing for frag stuns, all out aggression.
Yep, Maeve now, if he finds a kill towards his A site, it's going to be Barbar though instead. Make it into a 3 versus 2. Connor with an SMG and no utility. Windansky as well. 2 versus 2 now. The CTs have a kit. 1 HP onto Windansky, but no nades.
Freddie B's in the back line. He's been able to tiptoe through, just trying to play stealthy. Is Connor aware of what's going on? Unfortunately not. Will be spotted out. Windansky left on 1 HP. All he has to his name is an M4 and a kit. He is going to be struggling to do anything into this round. They have only just grabbed the bomb as well, so there was no real reason to take the fight towards A originally.
They know exactly where Windansky is as well. He found that frag onto Maeve towards default. Epsilon, they know that this B side's clear. Barbar has a smoke as well, can smoke off short. Actually going to smoke off CT lower. And Freddie B can hold off B short and connector. It's now the 2 versus 1. He has to try to snipe off Barbar, but you can see with the cover of the smoke, he's able to go back towards connector. Sorry, monster. Now impossible round now for Windansky to win.
Yep. No way were they going to peek into him. They played it smart. They knew what you could possibly be watching, so don't face into any of those angles. Now just going to hold together so they can trade efficiently if need to do so. And Windansky, why is he going to run the risk? Don't charge him blindly, just fall back. There is no point trying to run that. Can grab Laza's AWP as well, though, which is a bit of a silver lining into this one.
It is indeed. Freddie B now 14-2, Maeve 13-4, Cosmin 4 frags, Barbar 5, and Smear at 6. On the flip side, Laza there leading the charge with 9, but how many of his frags have been exit kills? Talking about exit frags though, Windansky finds 1 onto Freddie B. It's going to be Barbar to bring that up into round number 11. Some point, exceL have to give, okay? They have to forfeit and concede a round here. They've gone for 3 force buys in a row, FAMASs, UMPs, light utility. Surely now they go for the quasi buy. Surely now they eco this one. But no, once again, 2 UMPs onto Connor and Jacob, an M4 onto Boaster, and we're seeing the double AWP setup. Let's see, who is that? Is it Laza peeking towards mid? He's going to spot no one. They know exactly what's going on now, Jack.
Yeah, Laza and Windansky both went for the face towards mid. So Windansky, sorry, actually, Windansky over towards this B-bomb site. I thought it was both of them going for the double pick. I was going to say it would have been terrible at this point. Luckily enough, they can still try and defend towards the B-bomb site. Windansky getting the opening frag on towards Freddy B. A slight miss there. That would have been huge if they actually find the frags. That's so critical. Could have been a massive game-changing kill there to actually affect the flow of this round. But Cosmin ripping down Connor, leaving him with just three players remaining to attempt to retake the site. It's going to be so hard right now. Luckily enough, Boaster's in the backline. Will tear his way through Maeve, but Smooth retaliates instantly, snipes him down with the AWP. Windansky and co. all fallen away. It's just left on Jacob and Lazar. They're terrified at this point as they know this retake's going to be hard. So many good angles in play by Epsilon. They've pushed their way up. They're playing up close and personal. They're going to spot out Jacob as well, rattling off those bullets to keep him at bay. He can't quite efficiently take the fight, will be overwhelmed. And Lazar going to have to save once again, consistently trying to recycle these orbs.
This is the problem though. I mean, they're saving every single round. So they have 1 gun, 2 guns in their arsenal, and then they're forced to go for the force play because they can drop over weapons. And it's caused them to be in such a rut. Lazar now, Barbar underhand flashes in, but before the flash does bloom, Lazar will find the frag. Smee holding the angle as well, might face towards him, but why give away the AWP? Instead, round number 12, 9-2 in favor of Epsilon. And remember, the pistol went in favor of exceL.
Yeah.
Epsilon winning 9 rounds on the trot. Once we go back into game, can we see the round feed, Sliggy, or how the rounds were shaped up? No, we can't apparently, but still. Thing is, 9 rounds in a row for Epsilon. Still, this is the round where they concede. They're going to allow Epsilon to get to 10 rounds, 10-2. You can see Jacob there, no Kevlar. Windansky, no Kevlar, just a deagle. They're going to play for the 10-5. If they get 10-5 on the CT side, win that second pistol, there's a chance, Jack. The problem is, this isn't Mirage, where they have a stronger T than they do with CT. This is over for us.
So slim as well right now, especially when you just pushed into the unknown like that. Freddy B going to rip his way through him, building up that hype behind him as well. Boaster could actually be a bit of a nuisance, a thorn in their side possibly here as he's going to play around the smoke. Cosmin will get the drop on him in the end and can rattle him down with his rifle. JChem and Lazar, the only 2 left. Once again, Lazar probably just going to have to try and play for the save at this point, stick himself towards A site, keep himself alive. Jacob actually does strike, finds an opening headshot, but there's a retaliation kill dispatched by Cosmin.
I think we've seen this scenario before, Jack.
Yep, the old Lazar save. He's just going to have to try and keep himself alive. Obviously, trembling his boots right now as they can try and take the fight towards him. Epsilon, they're pretty well off, so they can try and pick him off.
He is the only one that saved a gun, obviously. Yep. He found the frag onto Barbar towards A long, so we did salvage this one into round number 12. Oh, Smee could go for the knife here.
He is going to go for the knife as well. Smee just toying with him right now. It's just so awkward, Lazar. He peeks up, says peekaboo and takes him down.
So what I'm trying to say is, you have 1 gun in your arsenal, the AWP on Lazar's hands, and he's still the last one alive. Surely you play aggressive. We saw Smee when he had the last AWP on Mirage. He peeked towards B, he pushed B, he found 2 frags for his side, and that's how they won that round. Lazar is constantly last alive with the most important and impactful gun, the AWP. I don't want to flame him, obviously, but is it just positionally poor? Is this why he's always last alive? Like, when you have the AWP, you want the early round aggression, find your team the advantage early on. The AWP is so poor in the retakes, you want to have that man advantage with at least 1 minute left on the clock. Why is he always last alive?
It's true, he needs to try and switch things up here. They have actually passed that double AWP setup over towards Jacob as well, so he has the secondary AWP into this. A lot of long control taken early from Epsilon.
It's a good read, though. Long control from Epsilon and a B stack potentially from exceL. They had 3 towards A on the prior buy rounds. This time they have 3 towards B, but Jacob playing the rotate role with the AWP. We'll rotate back towards A now, so it will be 3 CT players towards this A site. Smee holding towards Bank, he knows where Lazar is. Freddy B as well entering toilets, about to match Boaster.
Just waiting for the peak to come through. Unfortunately, will adjust his aim at just the wrong time, giving Lazar the leeway he needs to get out of that awkward angle. Here comes the push, though. All of the T's ready to burst their way out. The first frag will go the way of them as well, and the follow-up frag. Freddy B doing damage. Lazar needs to be such a nuisance, has to hold them back and buy his teammates time to rotate over. Wanted to get that kill onto Freddy B, who's already pushed into the backline so swiftly, but tries to straggle towards Smee, misses out. Smee just bounces his way down like a lunatic. Will find the headshot back towards Lazar, just leaving it alive on Connor and Windansky. The Irishmen forced to fall back, just have to stay alive, hoping they can at least do some damage if the push comes towards them. Windansky already on the angle. Connor trying to trade with him efficiently, but they can't even trade. Unfortunately, Smee will tear through Connor, and they both fall.
Epsilon exploiting the very passive CT setup we're seeing right now from exceL. Both the players, all 3 players in fact, playing towards site. Lazar with the AWP isn't holding towards Banana, isn't holding towards toilets. He's instead Bank holding the off angle towards long. The problem with holding that angle towards bank is you can walk up from the right side, you make the jump onto the flower bed, you can cross, you can walk up right side long, out of vision, and then suddenly there's an execute, 5 Ts in front of your face. You have no idea because you're playing so passive. No one on the A side playing for formation. Luz is there towards bank. Boaster's alone towards banana. Very strange CT setups towards that A side. If this was Smooyer on the CT side, he'll be playing towards toilets, he'll be peeking mid, he'll be peeking connector, playing towards banana. This passive setup run out from Luz up, and that CT side isn't paying dividends. Finally, some aggression. Jacob finds the first kill.
Jacob gets the double kill as well, actually. He's able to swing around. The only downside is Cosmine was always there, lying in wait for the right moment to strike. Will be able to come in with a backstab. Boaster actually does damage as well. They are picking them off. Epsilon left down to 1 member, only whittled down to Freddy B, and even though he is alive, he's without his pack. He has to go huge on his lonesome, was unaware of Connor's location, so does get killed. But that's 1 round in a million right now.
4 staying alive for that CT side should be important, right? This is a round where they should be building up their bank. The problem is, that was the penultimate round. This is the final round. This isn't about how much money you have. It's about rounds on the board. Epsilon have 11. exceL on 3. Epsilon win this final round here, make it 12-3, win pistol. This game, is near enough done. Once again, exceL, 3 players towards A. It's going to be Jacob going aggressive towards connector once again. We've got Laza peeking towards mid, get flashed off the angle, and then Boaster towards long toilet. So, will the first kill go in favor of exceL once again, or will they concede the entry kill to Epsilon?
Flash peeking their way over, want to try and take that long control. This has been their bread and butter quite consistently as they want to make their play up towards that A bomb site. The thing is, Boaster is in position. Slow walking through, he's not actually going to hear those audio cues, so he might not take the fight towards it. A bit paranoid about the smoke. Will spot out the barrel and finds the head of Maeve as well, but will he be able to respond that over? Candu gets the double kill on towards Freddy B. This is a great opening, a huge start for exceL into this round, as it all falls down towards Cosmine in a matter of seconds.
Finally, some CT aggression pays off. 3 men towards A. 3 men, sorry. As they do make a good read versus Epsilon. If Epsilon went for the fast play instead towards B, they could have seen 12 rounds on the board, but Cosmine on the 1 versus 4 has 50 seconds on the bomb, so can't rule him out just yet.
Still trying to play a right fight now, as he just wants to back away. Has been able to scavenge the bomb. Jacob's in position, does have the angle covered, just depends if he can somehow pull this off. Will turn him at the right time, just when Jacob was trying to retreat. Good timing, actually in his favor there. Makes his play over towards B as well. Still going to try and run the risk and attempt to pick up this round with Dansky watching the cross. Will find the kill though.
11-4. exceL win pistol and only managed to conjure up 2 extra rounds in the buy rounds. 11, was it 9 rounds of the trot, or was it 10 rounds?
9 rounds, I think.
Yeah, I believe it was, so. 9 rounds, 1 in a row for Epsilon on their T side overpass. Laza there has the smile, so that's good for them around potentially, who knows. This pistol though is so prevalent. If they lose this second pistol, right, they won the first one, and they got nothing off the back of that. They had no momentum following that into the buy rounds. If they win the second pistol, right, 11-4, they're on their T side, win versus the force buy from Epsilon, win versus the eco as well. We could be seeing an 11-7 scoreline. In that scenario, if they try and do what Epsilon did to them, break their economy, force them to have these weird quasi-buys where they have 2 SMGs, a FAMAS, 1 AWP, 2 M4s and 2 5.7s or whatnot, then there could be a chance for them to bring this one back. The problem is it's all about the economy, it's all about the money. They can't allow Epsilon to take this second pistol, sorry. But anyway, we are live, round number 16. Buy coming out from exceL on their T side. Jacob going to be wielding the utility. Smoked about flashbang. And on that CT side it's going to be... Wait, why has Barbar got no Kevlar? Did he forget to buy?
Oh, I gone for the save there.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he just forgot to buy, so... Only Kevlar on 2 players. Sorry, 3 players, and one of them does fall. Smooyer falling straight away to Luz's Glock. 5 versus 4 now, 1 minute 35 on the clock, and now the CTs are scared. They're pushing towards mid. Barber has all the information he needs. That should mean Freddy B rotates back towards B, potentially. The problem is they know there's players in connector, and already they're pushing onto B.
Barbar getting into the backline, he's still going to be useful. The thing is, it has kind of been blindsided at this point as the rotate can come through. Luckily enough, Cosmine, though, is able to pick up the players that have slipped on towards B bomb site. That is so massive. He is the difference maker now, as they've actually been able to pull off that defense, but the true attack heading over towards A now. The trio of exceL sprinting their way in towards the bomb site are going to go for the bomb commit as well. Jacob will get it down. Windansky pops the head of Barbar, trying to cut them off. Jacob as well, ready to respond. An easy headshot on towards Cosmine. It all falls in the hands of Maeve. He has the kit, and he has Smoke to play with as well, but he's just got to take the fight. It's brute force right now, as he's so up close and personal with them. Close line infantry trying to get that first frag off, but it's a struggle. Jacob just toying with him. He knows he's got potential to trade as well. Will take him down, but he can't commit to the bomb plant. Has to go for the smoke and then jump on it. The T's can just rattle into it, attempt to pick it off. It's a little bit short as well. We'll jump onto it. They're just wrapping off those shots, and Lazar will take him down.
Both pistols won right now for exceL. If they lost that one, that could have been it. Clutch pistol around there. Lazar finds that first frag towards Smooth from Connector. From there, they managed to clinch it back in the 1 versus 3. 5-11 will be the scoreline now. Let's see how they force this one. It's going to be the force play on the CT side. Maeve, of course, has a Deagle and the HE Grenade. He has $1,100 in the bank, so he can drop over an AWP to Barbar or Smooya. Be interesting to see who does AWP onto the buy rounds. But you can see Barbar and Smooya in Connector, which means they should be the players towards A. When I watched Epsilon in Premier play overpass, it was Maeve and Smooya towards that A site, so it'll be interesting to see if they have actually changed up their CT defense. Barbar trying to make it a 5 versus 4 though, onto Windansky.
Windansky here peeks out at the right time. We'll find the opening headshot towards Smooya. No trade potential as well. Barbar a little bit spooked, is forced to fall back as he is just going to try and waddle out there, at least stay alive into the round. The push coming through, the CT is very hesitant for this round. They're just trying to use their aggression against the exceL. They're getting tagged down quite low. Mac 10 comes into play with Jacob as well. If he gets this kill, it'll be a nice cash maker, but unfortunately Barbar does overpower him.
He does indeed. 4 versus 4. Kevlar 3 of these CT players, but they are fairly low HP. 2 bullets from these AKs on the T side should be able to bring them down. Frag down from Connor to do enter into the B-bombs.
Pushing their way through. Connor going to rip his way through with the glove. Get them the opener. Hungry trying to do some more damage, but these pistols are actually coming out pretty good right now. It's starting to look like Epsilon do still have a chance, even though the odds are stacked heavily against them. Freddie B with the CZ as well. Chimes in, taking down Connor. That's a massive frag. Leaves him in a 2 versus 2 that could potentially be manageable, but luckily enough, Windansky strikes out of nowhere, pops in from the rear, and we'll find that opening frag. But Barbar finds the kill towards Boaster. Boaster look confused about his location, as they are left in the 1 versus 1 snots.
Bring around the rosies. Barbar coming in from Monster. Does Windansky expect this? He hasn't even got the bomb yet. HE in hand. Maybe caught off guard from the aggression here from Barbar.
Barbar, Deagle in hand, just going to try and pull off the frag with the Deagle, and he will actually get the first tag out. Windansky somehow staying alive, switched out to the Mac 10. He knows he's so low, it'll take 1 bullet, and he will dispatch him. Comes out in the clutch, will find the frag. Somehow they let it slip. It looked like that was exceL's round to win, and it just slips away from them.
That should be game over. 5-12 now. exceL broke as well, as they are forced into this buy. Use whatever's left in their bank. 4 Tech 9s. Windansky has yet to buy. Obviously, head in his hands, he knew exactly how important that round was to win. If they won that one, the 1 versus the force buy, 6-11. That would have forced Epsilon on a fully kick. Could be favouring the T's there. 7-11 could have been the scoreline, but instead, the quasi buy, the pistols once again on that CT side. We saw the same with Mirage is carrying forward into Epsilon. Such a highly individually skilled team, and it's showing so.
Push coming through as they want to try and take map control. Once again, just going to hit them hard and fast. They do have a little bit of utility to play over. Small sprinkling though, it's not too much to write home about, as they are waiting for the right time to strike here. Smooya in position could be such a massive nuisance, those nods.
Could indeed. Depends how exceL play this, right? If they play it slow, Smooya finds 1 kill, falls back towards the site, the round could be as good as done. If they group together and swarm these 2 players towards Banana, then there could be a chance.
They've actually gone for the fake as well. The smoke's over towards B. We've seen them go for this strategy before, and it did cause a slight rotate. They shuffled around on the side of Epsilon, but Smooya's new position could be even more favourable as he finds the headshots, tearing his way through them. It's so easy for him. That's a hat-trick coming out with Barbar finding 1 kill towards JKM as well. Windansky has been able to tiptoe his way on towards B, but he doesn't even have the bomb to get away with at least some extra cash to give them something to play with. He's all there on his lonesome. No one's going to be there to greet him. And it's just a matter of time before he gets taken down. You
can see lifeless posture there on the exceL side. Those players have no momentum. They don't look too fired up. And you can see the game slowly slipping away in front of their eyes. This should be 13-5 here. Windansky with 20 seconds left. Trying to take a gun out of the CT's hands to try save it. Hope that someone does rotate towards B, and they have done just that.
Windansky peeks through. It is going to be Freddie B to find him and execute him. At least he didn't die after time.
Yeah, exactly. That could have been awful.
Factor.
Yeah. So there is still a chance here for exceL potentially. Still though, 5-13. Look at that aim. Smooya playing versus a Rush in a potential 1 for done position. Very risky, right? He finds that first kill onto Boaster. Should be traded, but he lands 2 clinical headshots. does salvage the round. Eco here from exceL. They're going to concede round number 14. This is big here. 5-14 should be the scoreline. The thing is as well, right, if you eco this round, you're allowing the CTs to build up so much money into the next one.
This is true, and this could be counts this out round as well. Actually, somehow Smear gets taken down. He should have been able to find those opening frags, but Connor overpowers him with that PT-50.
Yep. Goes for the A-long aggression. He anticipates a buy from exceL, doesn't think they're going to be on eco. Then again, right, when you do play that A site, you are supposed to play together. 2-2. Double play connector, double play toilets, double play along, right? Have that bait set up, one towards rock, one towards the flower beds back there, towards the back of long. Instead though, Smooya alone just runs down along and gives away the advantage.
Freddie B could be caught with his pants down. Boaster has been able to get up behind him. He's playing it smart as well, quite stealthily, but luckily enough, Jacob will actually strike before Boaster even needs to do anything. So they get themselves another weapon to play with, scavenge that M4 and add that to their own arsenal.
All remaining players from this T side towards mid in the 5 versus 3. M4 in Boaster's hands, Jacob has an AK in his arsenal, but no Kevlar. One spray from this M4 could lock off any aggression that comes from exceL. Barbar here, spotting Jacob. It's going to be Maeve to find the kill there, so they don't actually know Barbar's towards the honest. Now Maeve can peek towards A-long and maybe find what's left of this T side.
Massive as well, as that could actually come back to haunt them as they don't have as much information as they think they do. Luzza strikes, will take down Maeve. Barbar with a flashbang over, can try and strike early. That UMP in close range could be so annoying as he will get the opening frag and the follow-up as well. Getting 2 kills off the back of that is huge. This buys Cosmin enough time to attempt to get into position, to try and make this retake that much easier.
Wendanski staying on the site as well. There's no one towards toilets currently, which means they will get spotted as they cross back.
Wendanski so low from that as well. The Molotov will go out. This stops him from being able to actually peek efficiently. And the nade rolling in. If Wendanski could have been even closer, the splash damage would have taken him down. He's actually going for the offensive approach. Cosmin just taking the fight straight towards them. No smoke, those nods. He has to just tap the bomb and hope they peek into him. They're playing it smart. Wendanski will face on his lonesome. Boaster just playing it for the right time, in time ticking away. Cosmin, you can see frustrated, there's no peek coming through. Boaster stays alive as well. He has to just go for the full commit now. 2 seconds. Boaster not going to peek. There's the defuse coming through. Epsilon, they pull it out.
Boaster on 4 HP. He's so worried that if he goes for jiggle peek, exposes his shoulder, one bullet there from Cosmin's M4 would take him down. So instead, scared, doesn't face. And the cowardly approach puts Epsilon to round number 14. Yes, their money's low. You can see the only person here with money is Cosmin after surviving that round.
Yeah.
But money isn't the factor right now. 14-5. 2 more rounds for Epsilon. 1 more for a guaranteed overtime. exceL need 10 to force that OT. They need 11 if they want to close this one outright. And they can't concede any rounds. 11-0 on their T side after the way they've been playing today. I don't think it's going to happen, Jack. This is looking like a 2-0 for Epsilon. Still though, the buy comes in. Boaster keeps the M4 over. 3 AKs apart from that, and then the AWP onto Luzza. And that CT side is going to be Smooya wielding the AWP towards Banana. You can see how much more aggressive he is with the AWP towards the middle portion of the map. Talking about aggression, Cosmin peeks towards Monster and does lose that duel towards Wendanski.
Wendanski as well, though, knocked down to below 50 HP, so it will come back to haunt him a little bit, but as long as he stays alive, that's the most important factor. Keep that manpower to play with. Maeve, he's in a good angle, quite effective if they do go for this play over towards mid, try and gain toilet control. He can trade quite efficiently with his teammate as well, so it is going to be scary.
Yep, Smooth as well towards Banana. It's almost as if they've got 3 man set up towards this A side. Can't get spotted. Maeve here, playing the off ankle, might be able to catch a player off guard.
They do have all the information. The teams are aware 2 players are in this. They can try and strike. They play as a unit, find both of those kills. Maeve and Barbar eliminated. Now you just leave it in the hands of Smooth and Freddie B. Probably 2 of the star players on the sides, the ones you do not want to be going up against in these types of situations. But Freddie B's forced out of position. The Molotov keeps him at bay. A very awkward firefight comes through as well, where Jacob is just playing with him right now before he will eventually finish him off. Takes him down, and it all comes into the hands of Smooth, trapped towards the A-bomb site.
Yep, this should be a save hit. But you know what Smooth is like. Let's see if he's going to go for the extra frags. Is slowly walking, scoped in towards lower. Money will be low on the exceL side. That's with the first one. Jacob finds the frag onto Smooya, and it's going to be 14-6.
Trying to bring it back. They're trying to keep themselves going, but it's so tight as well. And even if they make one mistake,
it's overtime, guaranteed, yeah. So, round number 21. It's going to be the, well, as I say, eco. Barbar, Maeve, Cosmin and Freddie B, all forcing up apart from Smooya. Caster's Curse. As I say that as well, $800 in the bank of Owen Butterfield. Deagles across the board, apart from Cosmin saved M4. Or brought up M4, sorry. First frag goes in favor of exceL. exceL does win that duel versus Barbar. One Deagle out of the hands of the CTs. 3 players towards the T-spawn side of B. Bomb as well. Bomb was not spotted when Barbar peeked towards Monsters. That's good for exceL. Not showing their hand just yet. And they have the man advantage if they just group together, play the trade game. Even if someone one-deags one of the exceL side, just have a fast trade approach to this round. You can see the slowly approaching Monster. It's Freddy B here with the Deagle. Cosmin, the only person with some real firepower, is towards Graffiti up. So this could be here, the round. Epsilon.
Pushing their way through, Freddy B will get the opener. As always, a show-stopping kill will shut down Connor with the opening Deagle frag. Cosmin as well in position. He could have been massive. If he would have actually done some damage to that M4, that's when it would have been a very sketchy round. But luckily enough, exceL playing it smart. They have good positional power. They are able to work their way back through. It all falls in the hands of Maeve, who's not in a great position. We'll get the early tag on towards Lazar. Lazar actually pushes into the blinds, looking at the bomb out as well as he went for the push. So it's now Jake and Windansky to try and claw this back. They are in a good position, but they just need to go for the frag, really take the aggressive stance. Windansky perched himself up, and we'll find the kill on towards Maeve.
Yeah, AWP is saved. Not really too much Maeve can do there without Kevlar. Has the M4, but can't really duel those players unless they deal with Lazar. And just run into the site. But still, 7-14 now. Epsilon still doubling the scoreline of exceL. They are going to go for the full eco. So this is the way in which you do have these comebacks happen, right? You break the bank of the CT side.
Yeah.
They've won the buy round, they've won versus the force buy, and now they're going to have this free eco round. You'd hope so anyway. Buying up the 3 HEs. They are going to lead towards middle, but it doesn't really connect too much damage.
Yeah, all out swarming their way through. They do get behind Jacob as well, so you imagine they will be able to overpower him, but luckily enough, he can turn on a dime, start to find these headshots. It does go in his fashion as he finds a 3K here to stop that aggressive mid-play, make it the 4K as well as he's just tearing his way through. It all falls into the hands of Smooya, just with a USP. Could be the ace coming out for Jake M here as he is just waiting for the kills to come his way.
Stat padding versus the unarmored opponents. Not quite the ace. Smooya does get that kill. Bomb is planted. This is going to be 14-8 now as things get a little bit closer. We saw Mirage. The scoreline was 16-8 as well, and then eventually the ending scoreline was 16-10. So for exceL, they haven't really crossed that hurdle, right? The scoreline was 15-9, and at match point, exceL won a round, but still they did end up losing it and conceding that final round. They need to get over the hurdle of that 10, or that double digits, basically. Nice and clean anti-eco from Jacob. Problem is, though, money isn't really a big factor here, as Epsilon just need 2 more rounds, the closest one out. Round number 23, we're going to be seeing another buy round here in the second half. 4 AKs on the exceL side. AWP as well onto Lazar. Maeve getting a bit aggressive towards mid, chucks out the HE. Don't think the HE is going to really do too much damage. It's probably going to explode above any T players, if there were any, towards mid. So, in terms of the kills, 21 onto Freddy B. Smooya and Barbar not quite showing up as they did into the previous map. 12 kills for him, and then 9 there for Connor. So, fairly weak performance from him in both of these games. Connector control from the T side. It's actually quite important to have this, right? Once you have control of connector, you can get a flash over from playground towards mid. That does help in taking control of the toilets. Also have number 4, who's that Windansky flash B short for you, so you can crunch B short from sewers and connector. Instead, they're going to go for the first option and flash towards mid, but the flash does not blind Smooya as he finds the entry with the AWP onto Connor. Now they smoke off toilets. exceL, 1 man disadvantage, 50 seconds on the clock. They're going to have control of toilets, so that could be something to play with. If you own Banana and you own toilets on your T side, then you can execute. And you can see Lazar lining up, smokes Jacob as well. So look like they might execute towards A, but Windansky, outside monster, could try and sell as much as a fake as possible.
He is as well. We've seen this so much. As soon as Epsilon get that opening frag on the board, this is where it is their playground. They should be able to work their way back through. Windansky equalizes the situation, finds the headshot towards Cosmin as they make their slow play, just storming the site now. They do actually rotate off. Yeah, they've given away the A-bomb site. This is huge. They can go for the commit. Lazar as well catches off Smooya. Maeve's going to fall. This is somehow turned into a great round for exceL off the back of what was quite shaky. Freddy B's coming in from the rear, going to rotate over. But he realizes he's just going to cut his losses here, just try and back off. Barbar as well, doing the same as they just need to stay alive and save. Their economy is very fragile, so it makes sense. This is going to be 9 rounds on the board here for exceL.
I think the game plan there from Epsilon was if Freddie B died to Windansky, they would save, right? That's why they stayed on the A site. The fact that Freddie B found that kill, and suddenly the after plant, the retake was winnable, they're like, okay, let's go for it. But they thought it was B. Good fake there from Windansky. He finds that first frag, and if you find the entry towards one of the sites you're faking, that usually does draw over at least one of the rotators towards that site. Instead, though, it worked so great, it brought in all 3 players. That could have also been a risk stack as well. Once you do have so many rounds as a buffer, you can start to take more risks, okay? Stack 4 to a site. I remember Gambit, we're talking about this, Zeus said that if you are in like a 6-7 round advantage, you can just start stacking sites on your CT side, right? It's 50-50. You can play 3 men towards A, 1 towards B, have someone towards Heaven, 3 players towards A, 1 for a fast rotate at Heaven, then have your solo B player anchor that site, and just risk that eventually 1 out of these 7 rounds, they are going to go towards A.
You just pick it up, gets the easy ones in the bag. Maeve's going to miss the opening deagle shot as well as he is forced to retreat. Smir also very low. An opening spam tagging him down. They have gone for the stack. They've committed themselves towards that B bomb site. 4 players there. Maeve trying to get information towards mid. Now we did only spot 1 player, so they don't know this is a full play towards mid just yet.
They don't indeed. Maeve towards long toilets. Only man on this A side. It's going to be the 4 players on the CT side from Epsilon to stack towards B. Smooth the outside connector, hoping that Connor will open the door. Actually, the door is open. He's hoping Connor will walk into his crosshair. Instead, there's no real point. We saw what happened on Mirage, exceL versus those ecos. Barbar, Smooya, Freddie B, landing 1 DX, double dinks with the CZs, finding entries on their CT side Mirage on the ecos when exceL playing passive. We saw Sunny as well on the desk mention that it just wasn't good enough. He's right in that regard. There's 2 ways you can play anti-ecos. You can play them fast, have a 5-man rush up mid, 5-man rush towards B, and hope they don't stack. Or you can play it slow, which does counter stacks typically. And the fact that Epsilon have stacked 4 towards B, but someone's rotated back towards A, they've made the right call here.
Yeah, slow play now. They start to swarm their way on towards the bomb site. Need to hope they can bombard the opposition and actually get in. Barbar just trying to stay alive right now, spamming through the smoke, hoping that he can keep himself in the round long enough for him to rotate over to support him. No, Toaster was close, does tag him, but can't actually convert into the frag just yet as the retake does start to swan their way back in, hoping to recover this site. It's going to be very awkward. Luz is in position as well. He's just scoped in, fully committed towards the bomb. If they peek into his crosshairs, we'll be able to get these opening frags. They're also getting a lot of information off the back of this. We'll go for the opening pot shot, but nothing just yet. Jacob there trying to support as well. Swings wide, finds the head of Smooya. There's the double kill. Boaster will fall, but luckily enough, Luzzer will actually overpower Cosme in there, and Barbar has to go for the save. So it's very awkward on Epsilon's half. That is going to be 10 rounds now secured for exceL. They're working their way back through, and they're starting to get momentum. That's the critical factor.
So, Barbar not able to save the AK. Puts us into a much closer game. Still, they are at 14. Still have a long way to go. It's going to be 14-10, 4 rounds separating these 2 teams. exceL in a 4-round deficit, round number 25. Double AWP setup right now coming up from Epsilon. Barbar and Smooya wielding those weapons. On the flip side, on that T side, it's going to be Luz with the AWP and 4 AKs. So, what's their game plan here? Are they going to play for double aggression with the AWPs, like we saw exceL do? 1 towards mid, 1 towards B. It's looking like we are. Barbar towards B short, mirroring exactly where Windansky was with his AWP. And Smooya peeking towards mid. Maeve as well. They're playing the double setup. They might go for the boost here and peek towards stairs. This might catch Lazar off guard.
We're going to go for the elevated boost again. From to angle. He finds the frag on towards Lazar as well. Already, they take the early advantage.
4 versus 5. This is the first time we've seen exceL back against the ropes with a 1-man disadvantage. It was constantly them getting the first kill and then winning off of the back of that. And now they really have to show what they're capable of with the disadvantage and still bring it through. They win this round. They force Epsilon to another eco. This could be 12-14. And from there, things get so close. This is the round to play for. Still, it's going to be Jacob alone towards A. Has the Molotov double flashbang. Going to see if he can sell as much of a fake as possible. But instead, he has no smokes. He can't fake the execute. It's going to be 3 players from Monster. Bomb as well. And Jacob slowly coming through connector. 3 players on this B side for Epsilon. They should be able to hold this one.
Cosme over by Toxic, needs to be a powerhouse into the round, but Connor dispatches him instantly. A swift shot to give them the opening chance they need now as they push their way back through. They're at a level ground, 4 versus 4, but the crossfires are in position. The defense is already locked down towards the B-bomb site. Barbar is going to be a nuisance with the AWP if they try and cross from short, but luckily enough, they can catch off the rotate here. Maeve, he's been locked down by Jake. Jake can just roam up nice close, try and rip his way through with the AK. Meanwhile, Boaster finds the head of Smoothie as well, dispatching him. This is looking good so far for exceL. There are signs of it actually starting to chip away though. If they can keep hitting it, they're finding these small chinks in the armor. They can keep trying to play their way through, but Boaster could be so huge. Just needs to play off audio cues. Luckily enough, he was blind, so Freddie B can take him down. They do start to fall. It all comes into the hands of Connor, and Freddie B will pull off the retake. It looked like it was exceL's round, but the retake comes through. Epsilon get themselves the match point.
Huge round one there for Epsilon. Puts them onto match point now. 5 rounds is what they can concede. exceL, they have a chance to break and reset the round loss bonus for Epsilon. So for them, this is doable. You can see Freddie B, the man of the hour. He finds the kill onto Boaster. As soon as Boaster died there, he didn't wide face towards toilets. This is the problem, right? They have control of the site. They have water control as well, but no one was playing that headshot angle towards Cubby. And that meant the CTs could push from lower and swarm the site and play the trade game once the flash came in. Mazza anticipates Smoothie's move, catches him off guard. The AWP duel won, but it's a 1 too late. This time exceL have the man advantage. They can try and break the bank of the CT economy. Win this round, 11-15. Force Epsilon to a force buy, win that, 12-15. Force the eco, 13-15. And then there's a real chance for exceL to bring this one back. But they have to win 5 on the trot.
Really need to get themselves into a stable standpoint right now. Maybe such a nuisance as well. Will swing wide, gets 2 frags, all headshots right now as he's just tearing his way through. Boaster can fire back, but already they're in a big deficit, leaving themselves in a 3 versus 3.
Dansky once again towards B. We saw him have success before when he found the entry frag towards Cosmine. This time though, known for the Romanian, as he is on the SMG. 2 M4s done to Freddie B and Barbar. Still a very close round. It's all down to Barbar here towards A long.
Boaster trying to take this fight through. Barbar aware of his location. He's hearing all these footsteps. He's hearing him leap around, so he is ready to strike. Boaster can set up some utility as well. If Barbar plays it right, peeks at the correct time. We'll find the headshot. That is a free frag he gets away with into what could be the penultimate round here. Oh, Freddie B also takes down Luzzer in the meantime, leaving it just into Windansky in a 1 versus 3. He's got the rifle to play with, so it's 20 seconds on the clock, but this should be Epsilon actually closing it down right here, right now.
Bomb in the open as well. Has to try to salvage that one. You can see the face comes in from Barbar. Windansky's not happy about that one. 0-2 for them. Epsilon take it on both maps, Mirage and Overpass. Slow start, of course, on Mirage, but as soon as they found their footing, on their T side, they just rolled over the CT defense of exceL, and the same was said for Overpass.